Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 218 of the SplashCast Monday Night Raw. This is the mic check. I am your co-host, Reggie. I got a nap today, as y'all can see and hear with my volume. How you feeling today, brother?
I did not get a nap today. I took my mother to the DMV, and it was an adventure.
That's why. Explains a lot. It explains. I looked at the list at like 7:05. I was like, are we potting? Ain't no list.
By the grace of God himself. That is the only reason I'm here. I am a whooped ass, but there's things that have to be done, and we gonna do them.
Who are you?
Y'all know who the hell I am. I'm Norwood. This is the mic check. I'm cooling right now. This definitely be a part I will be easing into. We'll take our time. We'll go on a journey. We'll have some fun.
Boom, 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 boom,
and I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. Y'all know this is kind of a weird space. This is that weird week for Super Bowl where nobody has really done anything, but people get hired, and somehow people get fired. Basketball
it's Black History Month, and I'm going history the month when we talk about that.
Yeah, for sure. Basketball,
but the NBA though, trade deadline, we'll get to that, but that's what really is the
it ain't nothing to talk about there either. Everybody is holding and folding. It's a weird time in sports. Y'all know what it is. It's the beginning of the year. Same thing in music. Same thing at y'all job. Y'all don't be ain't nobody started working yet. They just be going to work looking like work. But you're not doing anything while you're there. Let's be real here.
I cannot co-sign that, as I just led a department meeting with the commissioner. So
Black power.
But y'all know what it is when it comes to Monday Night Raw, the live stream, man. If y'all are here with us, make sure you leave your comments in the chat. Let us know where you from. We are live on Twitch and YouTube. If you are listening to the playback, this is the mic check, the episode before the episode, where we talk about basketball, which will soon flip-flop after next week. We'll be talking about football in the mic check, and then we'll talk about basketball.
My football all the way is looking.
We'll talk about basketball for real, and then of course we'll probably take a break. Y'all know what it is, and it's my season, NBA NFL draft season. But with that being said, brother, let's start off with, I guess we're gonna start off with Hawks talk first.
Yeah, let's get right into it. Before I hit it, I'm gonna let y'all know I'm a little sad. We unfortunately traded scholarship boy himself. 1/3 of the KKK, Vic Krejci, has now been traded to the Portland Trail Blazers for Dupe Reith and 2 future second-round picks.
Do-up. Should be due.
This is interesting. Reith, had he been healthy, this would be way more of an interesting trade. And honestly, had he been healthy, I don't think that they would have traded him. No. But he has a microfracture in his foot. He is out for the season. The salaries are pretty close. I think it's a couple thousand off, so it's not really any financial savings here. From what I heard, they believe that this is probably the ceiling for what they thought that they could get for Vic Krejci. And they sold. Now, I will say I want to contextualize this. Vic Krejci is the last regime's guy. He is not an Ansi Saleh guy. I still think that he was a good connecting basketball player. With the second apron, you're going to have to find guys who are going to be at the end of the bench who can contribute. And I'm not going to say Vic won us any games, but he definitely kept us in games. And
Clippers, when he hit 8 threes.
Fair enough. But overall, I just thought that he was a positive person to the bench. I thought he was a positive contract. With that being said, the other 2Ks have kind of blossomed in Kispert and Kennard. But I'm going to leave the new regime an opportunity to do something with these second-round picks. Historically, second-round picks never make it onto the floor in Atlanta. We are still waiting on Nikola Jurisic to actually play. So if you traded a guy who was a human who did play for two futures, because it's a 27 and I think a 30 second rounder, you either better draft those guys and they better play, or you better use them in a trade as a sweetener. But I want to see something actually do that. And overall, he was on a great contract. I'm okay with this trade, but I'm not happy about it. What about you?
A few things. I mean, I'm not sad that we can no longer say KKK, but
KK.
Veet was a really, really good locker room guy, but there's a reason that he was on the contract that he was on, right? I think when you look at it, as you always like to say, when you look at it as assets versus liabilities, this was about the best that you were going to get for Veet. You weren't gonna. I mean, I'm sure if somebody would have offered a first round draft pick, you would have said something.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But you weren't gonna get much more for Veet. And to me, Veet is pretty much maxed out on who he is as a player. He's not the greatest defensive player. Listening to Brad Rowland, shout out to him. But Veet is also 6'8", so you liked his height. He could get in the way. But when you brought Ricochet back, when Kispert started finding his rhythm, and you brought in CJ McCollum, which then allowed Luke Kennard to be off the ball more, and now he's back to shooting 50% from three, and he got a little bit of a mid-range floater or whatever that is. He got a little TJ McConnell in him, so there was just really no space for Veet. And
my thing is, what we're gonna do with the space? Reith ain't gonna play, and
Duop Reith is one. He's expiring. That's why the money matches, because Veet was non-guaranteed. But
you could have just cut Veet if you wanted to do that.
Well, the Blazers also wanted shooting. So from what I've understood, the Blazers approached the Hawks. The Hawks did not approach the Blazers.
Yeah, I mean,
so you end up, and then you also, when you're gonna cut Reith, because you're probably gonna keep N'Faly Dante because he's out for the season, you now have a roster spot, which tells me that this is the first of another move. What that other move is, I do not know. I've heard rumblings. Of course, like you said, Clutch Points is trying to push AD onto the Hawks. Doesn't seem like that's going to happen, but I hope it. I'm not going to hold my breath. I just hope it doesn't. Giannis does not. Milwaukee wants the world for Giannis, and we're not willing to give up the world or that pick. And honestly,
I'm not even in love with wanting Giannis at 31 years old and the potential to.
Right. He has the injury history now, which is the scary injury history of the calf strain, but also the fit with Giannis and Jalen. They almost do the same thing, except for Giannis is just way better defensively because he's a 6'11" power guy. But offensively, you're taking the ball out of Jalen's hands more for a guy that can't shoot. So to me, I don't know if the regime likes the fact or really sees how they fit. And it doesn't seem like they're really committed to going after really old dudes. So, and I would say old dudes. I know Giannis is only 31, but still, the way he plays.
In dog years, Giannis is like 35, 40. He's not going to be a guy who you're going to develop and be like, all right, well, he can be Al Horford and shoot threes. No, he can't.
No, he's going to have to be. The best thing he can do is get a post game, which he hasn't done yet. No, this is not a knock on Giannis. I'm really just talking about with the fit for the Hawks. Now
that we got rid of one of the K's, I thought it would just make more sense to go right to Luke Kennard is now having the greatest shooting season in NBA history. For a long time, me and Reggie wanted Luke to go. Hey, trade him, go, trade, go. Now he's shooting 54% from field goal, you might as well say 49% from three, and 94% from the free throw line. him moving into the proper role has done wonders for his life and for the Atlanta Hawks as far as his production. He is not a ball handler. This is kind of very similar to the way that I look at Lonzo Ball in the Cavs. If you have him in the right role, I think he can be successful. If you put him in the wrong role, he will surely be terrible. And Luke was terrible. He was good and terrible. He was so terrible that Veet was playing instead of Luke, and Luke is getting paid $9 million more on a guaranteed contract. I'm happy to see Luke flourish in this role. This is what we thought we were buying. I also think that when Luke saw Trey get traded, it might have said, "Hey, these people ain't playing, and if I don't get my things in order, the trade deadline, just like Draymond said, hey man, you gotta wait for the trade deadline to be over to know if you're gonna be staying here or going. You are a tradable contract who is underperforming. You can say maybe not.
He's still not necessarily safe because his contract is expiring. And that's what all teams covet right now because they get closer to the deadline. But
he's marked himself as unsafe again by playing this well too. If you're a real contender, you might throw something at the
first round pick for an expiring, and I'd be like, yes. So, but you said you hit the nail on the head right there with saying, and it's something that I had been saying the whole time. I was like, dude, y'all got to do something at guard. And even though we brought in CJ, I'll count that as a half a move because CJ, while he is getting more acclimated and he is still a bucket boy, he's still in the role of facilitating off the bench, which I'm not necessarily high on, especially either him nor Nickeil Alexander-Walker. But what that does do is free up Luke Kennard to run the baseline, to set the back screen and then float to the elbow. And even when he gets the defense in a scramble mode, when we swing the ball, he's now getting into the lane and has this little, again, TJ McConnell shot from inside the bench. It's like almost like a floater, but it's a shot. And he's hitting it at like 40% from the inside the three. So putting him in the correct role has really opened up a lot, and now you're starting to see everybody was talking about CJ McCollum taking away Jalen Johnson's usage, and he's not doing that. Now that you see the rotation get a little bit better, Jalen's right back to triple-double, 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 double-double, double-double, triple-double.
Yeah, it's going to be chemistry. We're going to figure this out, and we're going to have to figure this out again. And we have to figure it out again. We have to figure it out again when Kristaps shows up. I think that's the other part. They feel like Kristaps is going to get closer, and I'm just not my opinion. I want to give y'all information. When I give y'all my opinion, y'all will know it's my opinion. But I feel like they think Kristaps is coming back. And then once Kristaps comes back and prayerfully Okongwu comes back, then they were going to have to make a decision of who's not going to play. Veet's going to be the guy who wasn't going to play.
Well, yeah, which is why Veet's not going to play because Ricochet came back. That was where there was nowhere for him to play once Ricochet came back.
Well, I mean, you could, he don't mind the 3-guard lineup. That's the part. And if for any reason, if one of these guys didn't have it, he'll go to Veet for offense. So, overall, I get it. As we kind of get healthier, there were going to be less spaces for people to play. I'm kind of trying to talk myself into this. If he's not going to play, then yes, give me 2 second-rounders. And I think that Quinn basically, and between him and Ansi, said, hey, man, he's the last guy out. If we're remotely healthy, he's not going to play. Well, if he's not going to play, then
he had 3 DNPs the last 2 DNPs the last
now,
3 games, and he only played.
I would like to see Ray J. Dennis be with the varsity a little bit more. I don't, because shit happens, as we're going to talk about in this Boston game where Onyeka Okongwu's face got broken. You need these other people who are capable to play in a pinch. And I have DM'd Reggie every week about Ray J. Dennis and these crazy numbers that he puts up in the G League, but I've never seen him play on the varsity either.
Not when it
And
mattered, no.
yeah, so Beat was a guy who was a varsity player. He might have been at the end of the roster, but he was a varsity player. And, adding another guy for any reason, if any of these people get hurt, is a risk that's involved because you just never seen them play on the big stage.
Yeah. So we'll keep y'all updated with the trade deadline for the Hawks. Of course, I've heard Nick Richards. I've heard so many other names. But there's too many rumors to really have an in-depth conversation about it.
And ain't nobody moving enough.
Next
Everybody
Monday will
playing it
be
safe.
everything will be done.
Yep.
So either we'll have a lot to talk about or we won't. All right, let's get to these games.
All right, first game up. This was the fourth game in the winning streak. The Atlanta Hawks beat the Boston Celtics 117-106. This was a fantastic egalitarian basketball game. I looked up at one point and 6 players on the team all had 13 points at the same time. I was like, I don't know who you're supposed to guard. You just, I guess, assume guard everybody. We had 6 players in double figures. Corey Kispert, 13 points. Onyeka Okongwu, 17 points, 6 rebounds. Unfortunately, we did lose him to a Jaylen Brown flagrant foul that knocked out, we believe, somewhere to be 3 or 4 teeth. I feel bad for the kid. That is one of the most gruesome things I've seen on the basketball court. At one point, he's walking. Since they had to replay, they not only did they have to shoot the free throws, but they wanted to see if it was a flagrant 1 or flagrant 2. It ended up being a flagrant 1 because I think it was accidental, but it was clearly a dangerous play. But it took so long that he ended up coming back and shooting the free throws, which I don't know what they had him shoot the free throws for, like he was going to come back in the game at any point. But when you see him first exiting, I'm sure y'all have already seen it on Instagram, whatever they call that other app. But you can see Jalen Johnson being like, damn. See it, or if you have a weak stomach like me, don't see it. It is not good to look at, but we are definitely giving him thoughts and prayers. He will be out Tuesday.
Yeah. I knew it was bad when he immediately went to the locker room. He didn't, as soon as he got hit, he got up and was like, hey, he looked at his hand and was like, and then he said, well, he ain't say, the doctor said he kind of felt around his cheek and the teeth weren't where they're supposed to be. And he went straight to the locker room. And once that happened, I was like, whew, that's bad. And then when he came back, and it's still Jalen, of course, is like, oh man, he flopping. And then when he saw him, he was like, my bad. And then he had to come back out and shoot the free throws. The rule is if you don't shoot the free throws, you can't come back in the game. So maybe Okongwu didn't think that, maybe he thought that he was going to come back in the game. I don't know, but he came and shot the free throws. But
he's a soldier for that. And yeah, I mean, Jaylen Brown also had some bad shots for himself where he had to wear a mask. I don't think it was that. It was just an unfortunate thing. Jalen Johnson, 19 points, 14 rebounds, 7 assists, 3 turnovers. Fantastic game. 12 defensive rebounds. For y'all who don't know, he leads the NBA in defensive rebounds. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, 21 points. Dyson Daniels, 15 points, 6 rebounds, 9 assists. He is slowly turning into a point guard. I had to argue my brother down about, hey, Dyson Daniels is probably going to be the Atlanta Hawks point guard going forward unless you can really find an upgrade. And then we had CJ McCollum off the bench, 13 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 turnover, 1 steal. We beat them handily. They took it personal the way that they shot our faces off last time. Sam Hauser was going for a record, and I think Nickeil Alexander-Walker actually, or Dyson said that after a game, they took that personal. They didn't like it. Hey man, you can beat us, but don't be trying to chump us off. So they kind of came in with the impression to beat them. I have said I think that the Boston Celtics play really good basketball because Joe Mazzulla's a really good coach and Jaylen Brown's really good. But if you look at this roster, there's not, it's nothing to be in love with either. They win because they play team basketball, not because they have one singular world beater, and that is Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, they did. They were also missing all of their centers. So
Cater, yes, Cater was out.
Once finally Quinn decided, okay, I'm just gonna play everybody tall. I'm gonna play Mogay 19 minutes. I'm gonna play Okongwu. He played Koloko 13. All that small ball stuff went out the window when we played them. And even though the stats weren't crazy, I think Koloko didn't. He only took one shot. He just big.
Go all the way to the end. Koloko plus minus plus 14. CJ McCollum plus 12. I don't want to beat the dead horse, and I hate to be, I told y'all so. Koloko is just a good adult basketball player. If you want your team to be good in the future, they're going to have to consistently find these type of guys. That second apron, which you can see already when we talk about some of these trades and what people are doing, people are about to start divesting from the big three. You better find you two good players and try to build out a team from there, and you got to hope that the two that you have are positive or at least even contracts, because some of these contracts with these big threes, even if the player is good, the negative contract is going to make it almost impossible for you to build out the bench. And I think right now that's where the Hawks, between their flexibility, see Saleh's favorite word, optionality, and the ability to play a bunch of guys on any night, this is the best iteration of the Hawks. Now, I just wish we could get some health. That would be great.
I still think back to point guard. Quick note: Nickeil Alexander-Walker hit another left-handed three-point shot and left his hand up. He started to perfect that. I wonder if he's left-handed and then shoots right, and that's just something that he can do, because this is the second time he's done it.
I'm left-handed. I shoot right. Yeah. But I'm not Nickeil Alexander-Walker by any stretch of the imagination either. We just wanted to clarify, just in case y'all got confused. I know that they got all types of things going on in the internet now. AI, not in fact Nickeil. But this was a good win that we needed. This is our fourth win in a row. I was happy about this. It was a team that I think that we were better than, and we beat them. That's what I asked for more than anything.
And you also talked about Okongwu. Jalen Johnson left the game at the end of the game with a calf strain. That's going to play. That'll take us right to the Rockets game, where he did not play in the back-to-back against the Rockets.
I don't think he was going to play in that back-to-back anyway.
That was the reason they gave, and I did see it when I think I texted you. I said, "Hey, I think Jalen just hurt himself."
Yeah, but they believe they went back there because him and Onyeka Okongwu were best friends. He went back there to check on his boy. But once Okongwu went out of the game, I would have sat Jalen 2 against the Rockets, who are a better team. Now, funny story. We are moving on to the Houston Rockets Atlanta Hawks game. They beat us 104-86. Now, this is the thing. We played good for exactly one half. And that's one half more than I expected us to play. No Jalen Johnson, no Onyeka Okongwu, no Kristaps Porzingis, and no Ricochet. Ain't no chance. That's all of the front court. It's everybody that matters. And yet and still, we were down exactly 1 point going in the half. Reggie was texting me. He's like, "Man, this is a rock fight." And I said, "Yeah, but we both rock fighting together."
It was ugly basketball, man. That first half.
Once I don't have Ricochet, I don't have KP, I don't have Okongwu, and I don't have Jalen Johnson, like, we are a team that is front-loaded, top-loaded. Our front court really is a lot of the reason that we play as well as we do. And you take out our 4 best front court players, we toast.
Yeah, Sengun feasted on us, man. We played well the first half. And then it's like KD just bided his time. and he was 12 of 22. He scored 16 in the third quarter, and that pretty much was like
He knew he was
between him
doing
and
the
Sangoon.
whole game. He knew
Well,
exactly what
actually,
he was
I'm
doing.
sorry, Sangoon didn't do crap. He had a good first quarter, and then he didn't do nothing. Shout out to Big Mo. Big Mo came in there. Sangoon was ready to fight. So was KD. They were about ready to fight Big Mo.
Now I will say that, and I've also seen he's a new guy that people ready to poach. I saw the Phoenix Suns in love with Mo Gay.
Nick Richards.
And I understand why, because like I tell y'all every week, he's a fire extinguisher. Whoever is hot, he put him out of there. But I think Kevin Durant slow played us. He's old man. He know what to do. I'm going to coast in this first half. And then I know that they don't have anything to stop me once I really start playing basketball. So I'll play exactly a half and murder you. And that's exactly what he did. 31 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. He did have 3 turnovers. Jabari Smith played a pretty solid game, 14 and 8. Josh Okogie, 10 and 10. You're never getting that with any of our real front court there. And Amen Thompson is like a
bigger Dyson Daniels.
I'm not sure who's better in that. That is yet to be determined. But I do know that Amen Thompson is going to be paid substantially more.
I think I was like, bro, their defense is really good. Just the perimeter defense, and they're always there. Josh Okogie is never going to get 10 rebounds. You're right. But the fact that he's built like a linebacker, there's no getting around him. And it's like between him, Amen, and then they put KD at the 4 who got old man strength. Like, it was like, and then Sangoon, we couldn't do anything against. And then they brought in Tari Eason and Jabari. I was like, bro, we can't get the ball past half court.
We don't have any of our bodies, and they have the full collection of bigs and little less than bigs over there, the Tari Easons of the world. Also, shout out and thoughts and prayers to Steven Adams, who had season-ending foot surgery. We talked about that Clint Capella pickup and them being greedy and just being spiteful to make sure that the Lakers aren't successful. And sure enough, here Clint goes. He basically been able to coast for the first half of the season, and now he'll get to basically come back after All-Star. And I just play enough basketball, and we still know he's a good enough basketball player. So Kispert had 17 points.
He scored 30 points in a quarter. I don't think the Rockets.
Who, us?
The Rockets.
Third quarter, 35 points.
Okay, so that means in the other 3 quarters.
Oh, yeah. Let me be very clear. They beat us for 1 quarter by 11, and then they kind of and we conceded at the end of the game.
Yeah.
But this is considering what we had going on, this is a valiant effort. Corey Kispert, 17 points, Nikhil, 20 points, CJ, 23 points. Everybody else just doing stuff outside. I don't hate it. This is a back-to-back 2 against a team that's just better than us. There is no reason. Pace yourself. I don't like that Nikhil played 35 minutes. I don't like that CJ played 31 minutes.
Who else we go play?
Play Keaton. Play Keaton. Yeah, man. My thing is, if we're going to lose, rest these older guys. And if we're going to lose, develop the guys. Bring up them. Play Ray J. I don't like losing and not developing. But this is a game that, especially on the heels of a back-to-back with travel, because we were in Boston. We came back to Atlanta. This is going to be a scheduled loss anyway, and then a couple injuries. That takes us right on out of there. Moving right on.
This was frustrating. Not going to lie to you.
Why was it? Okay, the Pacers beat us 124-129. Before I get into my deep dive, I do want to know why Reggie's frustrated about this.
Your computer. I was frustrated because the officials won. The Pacers were essentially playing football, and for the most part, we just couldn't get over the hump. Like, they didn't really do anything to beat us. Like, Jalen had a good game, once we get into the deep dive. He played pretty well, once he got going, but he started out so slow. And the Pacers took this personally from what we did to them. But I was just really, really frustrated to watch because of the officials. The Pacers got every call, and we got none. And
We were playing
they
two
were
different
running
games.
us over.
We
I
were
was like, come
playing
on, man.
two completely different games. I will 1000% give you that. It was kind of difficult to watch. I'm also getting to a point where I would like to see Quinn be a little bit more vocal. Like, that this is a relatively inexperienced team with limited respect. Once we lost Trey, there's nobody that people, I think that these referees really respect. And on the other part about this is there's like nobody nationally that anybody says, hey, you can't do that to. And this team is young. So yeah, Quinn, I need you to be more vocal when we're just getting dogged. I don't care about physicality. I wish it would be more balanced because I don't like that we can't touch anybody, but every time that we come down there, we get pushed down and nobody says anything. But Jalen, 33 points, 11 rebounds, 10 assists. Now I'm going to do just like I did with Trey. There's no 29 shots. 29 shots for 33 points. It's a lot of shooting. But the 11 rebounds, 10 assists, 3 steals, job well done. Muhammad Gay, 32 minutes, 15 points, 4 rebounds. You got to rebound better. You have to.
We got killed on the rebounds and the defensive rebounds. I think they beat us 40 to 29 in defensive rebounds.
Risa Shea, 7 points in 22 minutes. I'm sure he's on a minutes restriction because of the knee. He was +9. Nikhil, 21 points on 17 shots. Once again, 17 shots, get 21 points. A lot of work, brother. And then Dyson Daniels, 8 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 steals. I need some more. On nights like this, I guess we didn't need any more offensive production. You did the right thing. Corey Kispert had 11 points. CJ McCollum had 18 points. Luke had 11 points. We needed more defense. We needed more stops. And we needed to not have to play against the Pacers and the referees. That's a tough combination to beat.
Yeah. Turnovers were pretty much the same. It seemed like live ball turnovers and free throws. We lost this game because we missed 7 free throws. That was supposed to be a 3-point shooting team is unacceptable. And I think your worst free throw shooter was out. He didn't even play. So that was unacceptable. And even though we didn't have many turnovers, every turnover was a live ball turnover. And Jalen, as much as I like Jalen, and I think he's the cornerstone, he has got to get his defensive awareness better. I don't care that you putting up triple-double. I know that's a lot on you. It's fine, whatever. I'm not gonna say that. Defensive awareness is just looking at your man and guarding the back cut. It's not really exerting a whole lot of effort. They killed him on the back cut over and over and over again. And I was like, dude, at some point, you're going to have to do something to be able to pay attention. And then the live ball turnovers was TJ, and it was stupid turnovers. Like TJ McConnell, you see him right, you know what he does, and he's standing right there, and you just throw it.
And that's kind of the tough part is Rick Carlisle is a really good coach. And even though this team's not at 100%, this is a good team of basketball players because they're familiar with each other. So, and they're just missing their guy. Mm-hmm. You're going to be able to plug and play Tyrese Halliburton into this and whatever big that they find, plus Jay Huff, and they're going to be right back to who they were last year quickly. They are a team they're a system team. And they're not going to not play their system. That's the reason they scored 129 points. It's tough when you lose a game when you have 10 turnovers, the other team has 23 turnovers, and you shoot 39% from 3. They just have to shoot 47% from 3. Oh. That is something that Quinn is going to have to figure out and maintain is we cannot let everybody shoot just from 3 and just torch us. That is a
Part of that,
Every
Nimhart came out there. Nimhart, remember we shut him down last time we played him. He came out there. He scored like 20 points in the first half. He went crazy. He was like 6 for
right.
6.
But we have too many teams just torching us from three. We just got bombed out by the Celtics last week. So, or 2 weeks ago, excuse me. So it is, I think, to a certain degree, some of the defense that Quinn has. He gonna have to figure that out. That ain't my job.
Oh, wait,
I
last point for me why I got frustrated. We have got to either we need to hold some practices to where we learn how to run a fast break, or we need to sign a corner. We need to sign a point guard, a backup point guard. We had so many turnovers. We had, I think I counted 3 times. We either had 3-on-1, 2-on-1, or 3-on-1 fast breaks, and we turned the ball over or missed the layup every single time.
we don't turn the ball enough over for them to make to prioritize that. And I mean, the other part is you got two guys who are learning how to be like future facing facilitators in Dice and Jalen Johnson. That's just going to be some of the growing pains. But we gave up 10 steals. I mean, 10 turnovers. You can't really ask for anything less than that. So in the last 3 games, we won 1, lost 2. I will say there are a couple things that if you're a Hawks fan or you're a basketball fan, you should pay attention to. First thing you should know, Charlotte Hornets are playing out of their fucking mind. I think they're 11-1 in their last 12 games. They're hot on our heels. I know we're happy and it looks like the Bucks are kind of done or whatever it is, but you have to be focused on the Charlotte Hornets because they could potentially, they're playing better basketball than us. Just no other way to put it. On top of that, you couple that with we're going to have a very rough 2 weeks of basketball. We play the Heat tomorrow, who's a good team, who has our number a lot of the time. Utah Jazz, they're a talented team. They're just trying to figure it out, but they're talented at every level. Then we play the Hornets, who are playing out of their minds. We're playing Minnesota, who is an extremely talented team. We get Charlotte again, and then we get the Sixers, and then we get Miami. That takes us basically, that's everything through February 20th. This is a rough slate of basketball games. I did not expect this to look like this. We need to be healthy yesterday. Harsh reality.
Yeah, and we play Ant. We beat Ant at home, so now we got to go to Minnesota and play them. And of course, the trade deadline, you don't know what they're going to do because they're in the Giannis sweepstakes too. And if that somehow materializes,
No,
schedule
if that
lost.
material,
Lost the
no,
prayer.
I 1000% disagree. Giannis is hurt. He is out. He is not playing. If they trade for Giannis, no Julius, no Dante DiVincenzo, they're going to be at a deficit if they trade for Giannis. That's one of the biggest things that I say about any team that trades for Giannis. You're probably going to need at least 3 weeks to be able to play basketball and not have whatever you had and not have Giannis.
We will see. We will see. But that's a rough stretch of basketball. But I think, again, I went like this because of Porzingis, because I don't know. He's essentially, to me, a 10-day contract for once a month, if that. So,
Yeah.
it is what it is. But
It should be interesting what they do between now and Thursday at that center position specifically. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think they prioritize the point guard at all. I think that if they go anything else, it'll be a wing because without Ricochet and his knee, that gives us 1.5 wings between him and Kisper. I think that another wing addition would be smart. It would be a very good insurance policy. And if we could get a wing, hopefully somebody bigger, so we could not always have to go 3-guard lineup. And then also just another insurance big. Okongwu is going to be out. I don't know how long with the dental fracture. I don't even know they ain't really giving us a timeline or anything of really what happened other than he came back to Atlanta and had 3 hours of surgery. Number one, 3 hours of surgery is a long fucking time. So I don't know what the ETA of his arrival is. KP is moved up to questionable. And I mean, I like Koloko and Moge, but that these are not starter level guys, and we're about to play Kyle Ware, Nurkic, who's had 3 triple doubles back to back, first person in Utah Jazz history to do it. Charlotte Hornets, who are shooting the cover off the ball. Rudy Gobert, Charlotte Hornets shooting the cover off the ball. Surprise, surprise! Shout out to Kev, Joel Embiid, world beater apparently, and then we got Kyle Ware again. So yeah, we need bigs, we need help, we need health, we need thoughts and prayers. Give us everything that you got and a little bit more. But we do have good news. Jalen Johnson, Atlanta Hawks All-Star. Well-deserved. I wish we had started playing him earlier. I am happy that people have figured out that this guy is a really good basketball player. And congratulations,
steal
man.
Of the draft. Got him at 22.
Steal of the draft and the steal of a contract. He is literally the gift that keeps on giving.
For now.
And he's just a damn good basketball player. I didn't think that this jump shot was going to come on the way that it does, but he can shoot that. He likes that turnaround. If the person's smaller than him, and he'll just shoot the above the break 3, no questions asked, confidently. What you think about this?
Yeah, confidence is the big name for him. I think he's gotten to the point now where the confidence supersedes the performance. So when he's down, like if he misses 2 or 3 threes, kind of like Nickeil Alexander-Walker or TJ McCollum, he's still gonna shoot that. And
well,
then
I think
once
Quinn
he to go in once or twice, now he's a 3-level scorer for the night, and now you in trouble.
Quinn is pushing those guys to just shoot it. Just shoot the damn ball.
Fade away is. I'm so happy that he does that in the lane, and he doesn't do it outside the lane because he's bigger than you. And he's getting better at. I don't know if y'all have paid attention. He doesn't leave his feet as much in the paint anymore, and he's starting to get that kind of like 90s Knicks, 90s power forward ruggedness to where I'm gonna go in there, I'm gonna get, because like you said, he leads the league in defensive rebounds, but now instead of passing it out, he's just going back up. Either you're gonna foul me, I'm gonna lay it up, or I'm gonna dunk on you. There's nothing else you can do.
The move that he has that I really like is when he's on the fast break, he gets the first foot and the second foot in the paint, and if you're his size or smaller, he just hit you with the chicken wing. And every time they float out of the way, and he has a really good ability to just stop himself.
Oh yeah.
Once he hits you,
everybody does it.
Yeah. Once he hits you with this, and then he rises up, and then it's like, I'm going to take my time in order to shoot this shot where I know it can go in. I'm not in a rush anymore. You too little. You going that way. They probably called a foul on you because we're in the restricted area, and now I can kind of rise up, shoot the shot, or basically lay it up. But it's a high percentage layup versus people who, and I understand Nickeil Alexander-Walker is a lot smaller. So he kind of runs in, he does the same thing, and then he just throws it up and puts some English on it. And he's just good at that. But I feel like that shot is just so much more risk versus Jalen, who's like, oh, move out of the way. Now let me shoot my shot. And one. Thank you.
The next thing I would challenge Jalen, because at this point, if he keeps on his trajectory for the year, he's gonna be all NBA. He's gonna be one of the all NBAs, 1, 2, or 3. Is it 2 or 3 of them?
3.
He's gonna be one of the all NBAs. I challenge him, and I'm confident in challenging him and Okongwu. This time we challenge Okongwu to get a shot. He told y'all I'm gonna come back with a shot. Now Okongwu is one of the better shooting 4 or 5s in the league from a big man standpoint. Jalen, I challenge you to try to make an all defensive team. I challenge you to try to make an all defensive team. It doesn't have to be this year. It's not going to be this year.
Yeah,
It doesn't have to
yeah.
necessarily be next year. But I need to see the incremental growth in defense that I saw on offense. Maybe I say incremental because the offensive growth wasn't incremental. You went from here to here to here. But for defense, I just need you to be a little bit more aware and kind of more. He's a team leader in every aspect except for defense, which is Dyson Daniel. But if there were anything that I could say, and that's nitpicking when you're second in the league in triple doubles behind the best player in the league right now, and you lead the league in double doubles, and you lead the league in defensive rebounds. That's nitpicking. So I'm just happy that he became an all-star and he wasn't snubbed like some of the other players.
Oh yeah, they would have had to riot in Atlanta if he didn't make the All-Star, especially after trading like him taking the team. If they didn't give him this All-Star, it would not have been good. It would not have been good. Now, for me, I don't need you to be an all NBA defensive player. I think that I would rather you be a serviceable, like where John Collins kind of took that step and he became like, all right, well, he's not a world beater on defense, but he is a positive backside defender. Teams respect you on defense. You're not falling asleep. You're not getting whooped. You just, hey, I'm going to guard my guy, and my guy's not going to kill. He's not going to, basically take advantage of us. The thing that I want to see, and I think it'll only come with time and confidence, is if he knows that he's better than a person, it ain't no hope for that person at all. It ain't nothing that you can do. But if the person is equal to or better than him, sometimes I don't feel like he feels as confident, and he may let them get the best of him. You're now the primary guy here. It ain't no running from no smoke being the primary guy. That's what comes with this job. So you're going to have to elevate yourself against the best guys in the NBA. That's the next step for me. And with that being said, we might as well go ahead. Since you said it, the double leader, 31 double doubles and 24 and 27. That's 40 plus another 11, 51 games. So in 31 of the 51 games, he's had a double double. Ty will call Anthony Towns for 31, Nikola Jokic at 29, and Cade Cunningham at 25. This kid is good.
Yeah, the four. The two other guys are centers, and the third guy is Cade Cunningham as a point guard, which is so he always has the ball in his hands. Where Jalen is more of a utility guy, he does it all. So this is extremely impressive, and it ain't really much to say, man. It's only going to get better from here. Only going to get better from here. Shout out to Jalen.
I think, man, if we can potentially put him around the right players with that $60 million that we have ish, he could be something special. And especially if we can put him in a position where it's not all stress. It's not like, hey, man, you got to be it by yourself. Nah, if we could just help him and surround him with people who can shoot, and in the event that they want to trap or do something like that, reasonable ball handlers, then yeah, this team could be one of those teams. I feel like we're kind of going back to the Atlanta Hawks with Paul Millsap, Al Horford, Kyle Korver, Jeff Teague, but a better version of that. But everybody has their own talents. We just have a higher ceiling.
I don't agree with that because there was no man on that team. That was everybody was everybody. Jalen is
right,
clearly the man on this team.
That's what I'm saying. I think that this is an opportunity for us to have a higher ceiling because you do actually have a guy who is the man. And I know y'all get tired of me saying this all the time, But him having that contract at 5 years, $30 million, that's golden. That allows everything to flow so much more easier. It allows us to really be able to build a team around him. And I think that this also gives him an opportunity to be put with players who can be good around him. I think that more players should start to look and try to do this. Hey, maybe don't take all the money so that I can have a team around me, i.e. Jalen Brunson, even though he might be doing the razzle dazzle. He might be doing the aspiration.
I agree.
Moving on, the East reserves here. Jalen Duren of the Detroit Pistons, Donovan Mitchell of the Cleveland Cavs, Norman Powell of the Miami Heat, Scotty Barnes of the Toronto Raptors. Once again, Jalen Johnson representing the Atlanta Hawks, Karl Anthony Towns representing the New York Knicks, and Pascal Siakam for the Indiana Pacers. Now, a few of these I am perfectly fine with. Jalen Duren, checkbox. He is a monster.
Probably going to end up being one of, if not the best center in the league pretty soon.
Oh, hell no.
Joker ain't playing. Joker probably got about 3 to 5 years left, and he'll be 25. If I'm 27, if I'm not mistaken, he'll be in his prime.
Oh, I like Jalen.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, like,
he'll be one of them. He'll be me. He's nice.
Bro. Boy, Cam look like.
He's a really good version of Dwight Howard to me.
He is. He is.
He's
I think he's also bigger than Dwight Howard. After we found out Dwight Howard was only 6'7". But yes, he is a powerhouse. He is their anchor. He is a monster. Donovan Mitchell, dime a dozen himself. He just scores so many points. He's undeniable. Happy for Norm Powell. You know, they said he was slighted last year. Should have got it as a Clipper to get it playing for the Miami Heat. Congratulations. Scotty Barnes, I think, is a monster. I think he's underappreciated, undervalued, all of those things. Scotty is a monster. Just good at everything. Jalen Johnson, Karl Anthony Towns, even on a down year, he's still a world beater. And then Pascal Siakam having a good season on a bad team. I'm going to go to the West, and then we'll do snubs. How about that?
Okay.
Western Conference Reserve, Jamal Murray for the Denver Nuggets, Anthony Edwards for the Timberwolves, Chet Holmgren for the Thunder, Denny Avdija. I told y'all. I tried to tell y'all when he was a Wizard. Y'all didn't believe me. I'm happy to see my boy Denny Avdija as a Blazer to get an All-Star. Kevin Durant as an All-Star. LeBron James as an All-Star. Devin Booker, who is leading the Suns after they were left for dead, to a very good season, an All-Star. Now, Reggie has been chomping at the bit because he is ready to talk snubs. So I want to hear what he got to say.
Not necessarily a snub at first. Oh, sorry. There we go. No, go back to the Eastern Conference. I don't like the inconsistency here. Pascal Siakam, I think this is a hey, good job award, even though because your best man is out and you're still averaging these points. And I think it's just advantageous because he's in the East. I don't know if I would have liked to see him as an All-Star, but I don't know who you replace him with because there's also the rules of ineligibility because a lot of players are hurt. But
most notably, Michael Porter Jr. is the person.
I was about to go there. If you're gonna reward just performance over record, Michael Porter Jr. has been playing lights out. I mean, not lights out, but he's shooting a cover off the ball with that dead leg over there. If it's gonna be just stats and performance. And maybe it's I have a little sore spot right now because I saw Pascal Siakam literally just run down the court and flail against the Hawks for the whole third quarter. So
Hey
maybe I'm
man,
frustrated. I was frustrated there. I like he just runs down the court and goes, oh, and that's it. And I'm like, bro, what are you doing? And then he just throws the ball up. And I'm like, come on, man. So it's
like it or don't like it,
Pascal to me
he's
is
like
starting to
the
get into that Jimmy Butler range of how you of people I don't like, where I would rather you just like you're too good to just play to do all that bullshit. And I don't you're rewarding individual stats, but you're penalizing when we get to the West. You're penalizing other people. You're ignoring. It's kind of like the college football player. You're ignoring. You're ignoring the record for him, but you're penalizing other people for their record. And I to me, and I don't like that. I would like to see Michael Porter Jr. here. I wouldn't have put Pascal there personally. I would have put Michael Porter Jr. there.
I don't hate it. The only thing that I have is, and I will have to go back, and I'm saying this as a person who is not informed. I don't know if the Pacers are just getting stomped out in the same way that the Brooklyn Nets be getting 50. When the Nets got it, they'll try to win the game, but I've also definitely seen them just lose to Utah with like 59 points. They just got crushed by somebody. And I think that is just no effort, low effort. The Pacers, they stink, but they try.
So you think his empty stats is the reason that you didn't get Michael Porter Jr.?
Yeah.
Okay, so if that's the case, then tell me it's not empty stats. How is Kawhi not an All-Star?
Oh, I agree.
In the West. And I know y'all fans gonna get mad, but why is LeBron an All-Star?
Oh, well. You sure you don't know? Think about what you just said.
From a basketball standpoint, not from a political standpoint.
Think about everything that's happened in this season and then put those two guys together, and let me tell you, it is very obvious. Number one, Kawhi is not interesting. LeBron James is 10 times more interesting than LeBron James. And when it comes down to two guys, and you're trying to sell a game that already is taken very unseriously, LeBron is going to be your guy. Then you couple that with the fact of the aspiration Clippers situation still floating on the back. Yeah, I think that it's very easy to say this is a business decision. I'm picking LeBron. I understand all of that. I know that you want integrity. We all do. But if I'm a person who has to sell something here, everything points to LeBron. And you can cover
LeBron plays less defense than Michael Porter Jr.
I agree with all of that, but this also means that you have to have, LeBron has to go to All-Star weekend. We can talk about what's going to happen with the Lakers. This is clicks. This is clicks and views.
And then I don't have a desire. To me, stuff like that'll just make me not watch it. Like at that point, for what? Like if it's about clicks and views, I'm not interested in seeing LeBron play 7 minutes and then or whatever. I would rather have seen, even though I don't know Kawhi would have played more than 7 minutes now that I think about it, but I think Kawhi earned it because, and look at their performance. They started out they did.
Let me be very clear. Kawhi has been more influential to the Clippers being successful. Kawhi has done more with less, and Kawhi's played better basketball. This is sales.
28 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists.
He's playing out of his mind. He's doing his part.
Oh.
100%
Like,
doing his
what are we
part.
talking about? And James Harden ain't far behind.
No. James Harden
25, 8, and 5. Like, what are we talking about? Like, come on, man. I know you talking all that sell clip. What are we talking about, dog? What are we
Hey
talking
man,
about?
I understand what you're saying, but you have to understand the money is the reason for all of this.
Also,
that
I got to scroll down a little bit.
What
is it front court, back court?
I don't exactly know what they're doing because remember they're doing this versus the world. So
why is Chet All-Star?
Fantastic question.
I was so focused.
I'm telling y'all.
I was so focused
Chet,
on LeBron shouldn't make it. Why is Chet there?
I am starting to because of how they started.
And I think maybe it's a center. You have to have a center.
But this is the thing. I think that some people will sit out. You'll get some more guys in here. I'm afraid that Chet may fall into that mystical category of Jaren Jackson Jr. and Evan Mobley. You're really tall. You might get us 20 and 10, but I don't think you're a $50 million player.
Oh, I said that when he was in high school. And I was like, bro, he's going to have to gain like 30 pounds to be like the guy that y'all are projecting him to be, the 20,
right.
20, 10, 20, and 12.
Once again, this is another guy who still mostly plays power forward, does not play center. If you're going to be a defensive player of the year, then move your ass to center and let us get some more spacing on the floor. You need a big guy to keep you safe. And I don't like to put those guys. That's the reason Rudy Gobert is who he is. Rudy Gobert is the end all, be all.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't even think about Chet. Denny Avija, yes. Anthony Edwards, people think should be a starter. Jamal Murray, shout out to you. Kevin Durant is still the probably best pure scorer in the league. And Devin Booker and the Phoenix Suns are surprising a lot of people. So,
man, I dare say Dylan Brooks probably deserves to be an all-star more than Chet Holmgren.
I was like Dylan Brooks, and I think Chet just benefits from being tall. So you got to have a tall person there. But I don't see in any facet why he's even, because he's not in the defensive player of the year category. He's not in most improved category. He doesn't lead his. I think he may lead his team in rebounds. Maybe.
Is Jamal Murray playing better than James Harden? Man, hell no. Hell no.
No.
25, 8.
Listen, now that we talking through it, I'm quadrupling. That's awesome bullshit. It's awesome bullshit. Just like the Pro Bowl, I love you, Shador, shouldn't be there. This all political. This all Trump America. All this shit is just bullshit. It's all bullshit.
Release the files and the votes. Who else here? I want to go back and look at this. I looking at this now. I got some unreadiness. I think that Brandon Ingram should be there more than Pascal Siakam. Brandon Ingram is he's actually playing on a good team. He's a lot of the reason that they're good. Michael Porter Jr. has good stats, but his team stinks. Pascal Siakam is playing good, but his team stinks. Brandon Ingram is a lot of the reason that the Raptors are good. Now, I know that people don't know that the Raptors are good because they're the Raptors, but let me tell you, and I've told y'all, I hope, people joke with me when I'm like, oh, just do this, then y'all be the Raptors. Yes. The Raptors are 2 bad contracts away from being world beaters.
Yeah, Brandon.
As soon as it...
Nah, he don't get no rebounds.
Who?
Brandon Ingram. He's averaging 22 points a game, though.
Yeah, but he's also their scorer. All right, well, it's time to get a bucket. Scotty is cool, but Scotty, you just can't, hey, Scotty, get it done. No, that ain't Scotty's job. Scotty
isn't as stacked as the West, though. So I would like to see Brandon over Pascal for sure. But also, a lot of Toronto games ain't on national TV. It's Canadian TV. A lot of people don't see him.
Right. Well, and I just watched the Raptors play the Magic, and I think I put in the group. That game was so good, it's worth the rewatch. Y'all should go back and watch the game. Y'all should watch the Raptors. If they could ever get a real point guard in exchange for Emmanuel quickly, and if they can move off that terrible Jakob Poeltl contract, that team could be really good.
Y'all better get it this year. Because if they keep that Hornets team together, they got like 4 people averaging like 19 points.
Right.
Brandon Miller averages 21.
Miller, Concanepo, LaMelo. Yes. And that's another thing that is going to be important about the top heavy teams that we talk about, Knicks and Cavs. I think the Lakers, when they get ready to make these cuts, these teams like the Hornets, to a lesser degree, the Raptors, they spend some money, but they're going to be like, hey, all I need is one of your guys, and you can't afford him. I'll be more than happy to take him off your hands. Could you imagine if Isaiah Hartenstein goes to the Hornets?
Oh, at the 4.
No, at the 5.
No, they got old boy.
Kalkbrenner come off the bench. Isaiah Hartenstein is a better. Oh, yeah. He'll go to the bench too. He ain't Isaiah Hartenstein. Musa is playing good. He ain't Hartenstein.
But I mean, I wouldn't. Sure. But I ain't until they start losing. But I ain't.
Right. But you gotta. You're right. They winning right now, but we was also believing that about OKC to start the season too. Oh man, can they go 72-10, and then life will come at you really fast. You just better keep.
Victor Wembanyama broke their spirit.
No, he ain't beat them 10. He ain't beat them. No, they have. They back into the thick of things. They got a look. They got a lead. They got a 5.5 game lead on the Spurs, 6 game lead on the Nuggets, and. They 6-4.
That's crazy. 6 game lead on the Nuggets with no Joker.
Right. And if you look at it, OKC 6-4 the last 10. San Antonio 6-4 in the last 10. Denver 6-4 in the last 10. Rockets 8-2 in the last 10. Clippers 8-2 in the last 10. Suns 6-4. Golden State 6-4. Oklahoma City is now playing basketball like everybody else. Now, did you get a head start? Congratulations. Yes. Also, I don't know if y'all know this, Clippers have now made it to 9th. They started 6-20.
To play in soon.
The Clippers.
Now that they've been snubbed too.
Oh man! And this is great because this means that they will actually get some rest. That's the part that I really am upset with Jalen is. It would be really nice if we could just get our players to just stay at home or go on vacation for a week and not go to All-Star. Now, Jalen, you got to go as your first one. It is what it is.
They want him in the dunk contest.
Yeah, stop asking stupid questions, bro. We trying to win championship. That's like Ozzy Albies. I just saw him in that big-ass fish tank at his house. Bro, get out of the fish tank. We're trying to win a World Series. Also,
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, we covered the East, we covered the West, and we've had one singular trade in the NBA outside of the Trae Young trade. And this is the Cavs, Kings, and Bulls. Dennis Schroeder is now a Cleveland Cavalier with Keon Ellis. DeAndre Hunter traded again to the Kings. And then the Chicago Bulls get Dario Saric in 2 future seconds.
My initial for each team. Like, I understand it's really good I see the play for Cleveland. Because now you get your ball handler, which is now going to allow you to move off of Darius Garland, which I'm assuming that's the person that's going to go.
You going to do what?
Darius Garland?
Oh, you're delusional. If you think that the answer is to trade Dennis Schroeder for Darius Garland, can't do it. Cannot do it. Can't do it. Can't. Well, if you do that,
what's the trade? Oh no, they fixed it.
They fixed what?
Trading Hunter gets them under the luxury tax, right?
No, it saves them. I think they still over the second apron, but whatever it does, it saves them like $50 million in tax money. But this also, number one, Hunter is a 2-year contract, and you halfway through this year, So it's this year and next year. Schroeder is a 3-year, $14 million per year contract. So now you have Schroeder for longer. Now let's be real. He's been played on 11 teams. He is a tradable person. And I mean, every team that's had him has appreciated him. He never goes anywhere and lays an egg. I mean, even last year when he was playing for the Pistons, he was a big help for them. So I think that he's a tradable asset, but Dennis Schroeder is your start. If he's your starting point guard, you don't got it. Now, Keon,
strictly money wise,
yes,
saving $50 million.
Well, this is the thing. Keon Ellis is a pretty good 3-and-D defender. So it's kind of a swap because this was always my issue with Hunter wasn't a great passer, wasn't a great rebounder. He stays in position. He don't really get beat, but he's also not like an opportunistic defender. He don't get a whole lot of steals, deflections, etc. So that's what made him tradable. But Keon Ellis is 6'4". So, Hunter still 6'7", 6'8", whatever he is. Now, I mean, you got Jalen Thomas and Dean Wade as your small forwards.
What's the rookie?
Jalen Thomas.
Oh yeah,
Tyson. Jalen Tyson.
Yeah, Tyson. They got another dude too.
No. You're talking about the guy in the 2-way. Naquan Tomlin.
Him too. They got another rookie. It's like 3 of them. It's those 3. It's another dude that deserves more playing time.
Naquan is the guy. Yeah. Well, Naquan has been solid. He's been very good on defender. He's been very good on defense. But they're gonna I think he's on a 2-way contract. You don't have to give him a real contract. So,
which I think they'll do.
Yeah, but I mean, then they got a bunch of players already. And remember, you added another point guard. So now you have Darius, Craig Porter, and Lonzo, and add Schroeder. So you have 4 point guards. And Lonzo's basically not even in the rotation anymore, but still taking up a spot.
He's out of there. Is it Proctor? No, it's not Proctor.
No, Tyrese Proctor's the guy who we drafted, if I remember correctly, from Connecticut, maybe, who could shoot it, but just never really. Duke. Nope, that's a different person.
Tyson, Sam Merrill. I can't think who this other person is.
But why you do that? Cleveland, like, are you not going to keep Keon Ellis? If you're not going to be able to keep him through next year, then I mean, I guess it's just a salary dump, which I don't hate, but you're going to have to refill that position.
Yeah, it's Tyrese Proctor. Tyrese Proctor, guy from Duke. They drafted. He's a rookie. He can shoot out of this world. He's the one that they were like, hey, we got to get him some more minutes because he can shoot.
But he's also 6'4". Like, they're just now going to be missing size, specifically with Evan Mobley out. I don't know what you're going to do at power forward and small forward as far as getting rebounds. It's like, hey, Jarrett Allen played his ass off in that first game. He's going to have to play that way every game.
No. Yeah, you're going to do something. And they don't really have much to give.
No, and that's what happens when you have Darius Garland. Darius Garland, what, 40 million? Donovan Mitchell at 50 million, Evan Mobley at 50 million. That eat up your salary cap real fast. For the Kings, I honestly think this is one of the most stupidly run teams I've seen in a long time. I can't even begin to understand how a lineup works for them. They are approaching the second apron and they're 12-59. At least like the Cavs are in the situation where like we were believed to be like one of the top 3 teams in the East, and even with this roster, we're going to be able to be pretty competitive in the playoffs, at least win maybe a series, maybe 2. The Kings are awful. I mean, and this team is a 2K team from 7 years ago. Russell Westbrook, Zach LaVine, DeAndre Hunter, DeMar DeRozan, and Domantas Sabonis.
This is when we were in school team.
Sabonis ain't been in the league that long. Ain't none of these people been in
Sabonis. Minus Sabonis.
Oh. No, Hunter ain't been. most of these, well, Russ and Zach LaVine, you ain't terribly wrong.
And DeMar.
Right. But second of all, this bench sucks. It is Malik Monk, Neat Clifford, Precious Achua, and Maxime Renew. Renew is the bench sucks. This team sucks.
What happened to the twin?
That's a good question. It's a really good question. Murray was his name, Chris. Yeah, I don't know.
He's not on the roster.
Let's look. Might be injured.
He got to be injured. And y'all fired Mike Brown for Doug Chris.
Keegan and Chris Murray. Murray has been ramping up his activity. He should be back soon from the sounds of it. But he don't help. He does what everybody else does: shoot the ball. The Sacramento Kings are a stupidly built team with no future, and I don't think that people want any of these guys. Russ was basically available until the start of the season. Zach LaVine, and he's got 2 more years at $80 million. There's not even any, not even any. Well, I mean, it's 2 more years at 40 apiece, but it ain't no savings. It ain't no. It's a player option.
I understood what you said. That's still
he got a player. He got a player option next year that he's 1,000% gonna pick up. I mean, maybe you trade him next year as an expiring, as a big expiring
to a contender. Like you can see him going to Philly, but I mean, he'd have to be off the bench because VJ
Miami
playing crazy.
Miami. DeAndre Hunter, kind of the same thing. 24, 24 this year and 24 next year. He'll be an expiring next year. DeMar DeRozan, I think he's an expiring next year too. Is it this year or next year? And then Domantas Sabonis, there's not enough boards. This is the 4th worst rebounding team in the NBA, and there's not enough that if I'm a center, it is lunch over here. Ain't nobody. You gonna put DeMar on who? On Chet? Torch him. Oh, Sabonis? You don't play no defense either. I have heard potentially Sabonis to Toronto, but they would have to give up RJ. But they would also be able to move off Jakob Poeltl. I don't necessarily hate that. No, DeMar got another season too. So I can see what the Kings are potentially doing. We're just going to suck for 2 years. And then we won't owe anybody any money.
Yeah. And then the Bulls are the Bulls. We don't even have to go through the
No. Bulls won the trade. They got Dario. They got 2 seconds and didn't lose anything. They are the A+ in this.
Yeah, they got what was our guy when we went to the finals? That shot the 3. Gallinari. Dario Saric is their Gallinari. No man, shoot the 3. He's been hurt coming off the ACL, so he's not gonna be that athletic.
Yeah, I mean, you think he's at least what, Patrick Williams. I don't know.
They about to get off that Patrick Williams contract somewhere. They gotta attach these 2nd-round picks to him. You can go.
And this is the thing that could potentially happen with them in that situation is he could go somewhere else and be good. I feel like and I could be a fool too. I could be tricked, but he looks like a good basketball player. He has all of the things that you look for when you look at a person and say, you know what? He's athletic. He's strong. He's tall. I just don't know why it didn't happen. But it didn't. It ain't. But what did happen is Paul George suspended 25 games. Apparently he was using some anti-drug, something that was on the non-approved list. I always reserve judgment before I jump on folks about whatever was suspended because the list is extremely long and it could be anything. Once they kind of tell us what it is, then I'll know how to feel. But once again, I remember John Collins got hit one of these for some type of supplement that he was taking. He had no clue that this wasn't on the approved list. So yeah, that's the thing is you gotta do it. Now it doesn't help that when they asked him, hey, how did you get to feeling better? And his answer was drugs. And then you see him out
failed a
there.
drug test.
They ask you, how did you get better? And you say drugs. And then
PG always been like that though. He says the wrong things at all the time. Hey, what did you think about that Dame Lillard shot? It's a terrible shot. Boy, you are going home.
First thing smoking.
What do you
First
mean?
thing.
Oh man, but yeah, it's tight on PG.
It ain't tight on PG. I'm gonna tell you why. This will show you why. Paul George 25 game suspension will cost him $11,742,294. That almost whooped my ass. This will allow the 76ers to get a credit of $5.8 million to deduct the luxury tax by just $1.3 million. I am inclined to believe that this was self-reporting.
I'm about to say, sound like an inside job to me.
He took that job. Hey, we got him. Who? We got him, and we're going 1.3 million. So we got to be right under it. Play one more game. Surprise! Here it is.
Come back right for the playoffs.
Exactly. This is essentially wrapping him in bubble wrap. I think that if they could do this with Joel Embiid, they should. Yeah, this is best case scenario for them. And no,
shit, me. That's what Ray was on. His little elbow was off his arm.
Yeah, if he on deer antler spray and his knee still look weebly wobbly like that, then that's a weak deer, or he need better antlers.
Or the knee was just that bad.
Yeah, and that's the other part with him is it just looks like the knee is just terrible. But yeah, this is aspirational. Is the best way that I can describe it. Everything is tricky until proven otherwise around here. Congratulations to Kev. I'm sure you're happy about this more than anybody else. The 2 thumbs up says everything. Yeah, congratulations, Sixers. You pulled off the Jedi mind trick, and everybody's like, oh, it's man, they told don't pay. They told him first, hey, bro, this what's gonna happen. Okay, cool. You need a break anyway. We know you. Well, you're right. Well, you got to get back $11 million. What we'll probably do is pay you back somewhere else.
I'm about to say, if he comes back and kills, they'll just, hey, Paul George gets an extra year in his contract for $12 million.
No, not even that. They're not going to do that. You must have forgot the dude who owns the 76ers owns Fanatics. Hey, you just sold $12 million in jerseys. Congratulations. Here's your money. There's plenty of ways to clearly, wash money around here. Moving on. That is it for the NBA. We're going to hit y'all with some quick HBCU hitters, and then we got a funny closeout here. We're going to go right here. FAMU Tennessee State is back. If you're our age and from Georgia specifically, this was a thing every year at the Dome. Tennessee State and FAMU. I forgot what classic they used to call it, but it started out the season. I do think that you'll see more of this.
It was just called the Labor Day Classic.
Was that it? Yep, you're right. You're right. But what this is instead of playing in the Dome and not getting the money, now they will play home and away each year, so somebody will be able to actually get the money instead of paying to go to these type of games. I think that a lot of HBCUs with NIL see the value in their own food and beverage, their own ticket sales, all of those things. And this is 2 big fan bases who are very active and will travel to see their teams play. So,
I would do
this
that
is
for every classic. I wouldn't do any more classics in other
neutral
stadiums.
site. Yeah,
Yeah, no more. I wouldn't do that except for Bayou Classic, but that's Louisiana or
yeah.
Prairie View. Actually, Prairie View, Texas Southern play
No,
home
no,
and
no,
home.
no, 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 no. Prairie View and Grambling State Fair Classic.
Yeah, you got to play that because that's State Fair. I mean,
Yeah,
that's tough. You ain't gonna
right.
get a better venue than that.
But you're definitely going to see more people go back to instead of neutral site home and away because there's money. There's money. I want the money. It's great to go to Atlanta, but we're not able to actually profit off of this, and we need the money to pay players because of NIL.
And y'all know me. Hey, Tennessee State. This is just one more step to y'all coming back on home to these HBCU conferences, and we can all play each other and all keep the money and circulate the money. So hey, I'm all for it. FAMU got Quinn Gray. They starting a new chapter. This will be a great kickoff to the new regime and
Absolutely.
FAMU with Tennessee State. That's gonna be a fun one. I may go to that game. Tallahassee ain't but 4 hours away.
Right. And I just like HBCUs. Hey, the dome is cool. Let's keep our money. Keep your money in your pocket so we can do more of the things for ourselves. And I hope to see more of that. Next up, not great. The Morehouse has been fined after their coach, I think his name is Benji Taylor, was handcuffed after a brief, and I mean literally very brief conversation with a police officer. After doing some research, I was able to find out that the Tuskegee head coach stepped over discreetly and respectfully to this police officer. He told the police officer, hey, Morehouse has football players in the handshake line, and they're saying disrespectful things to our players. And then Barney Fife here decides to handcuff and perp walk the head coach. They have been subsequently fined for that. And he has also retained a civil rights lawyer. And I hope that he sues the pants off of all parties involved. We at HBCUs know, hey, man, we don't do that whole, if there's a problem, we can find a discrete location and have whatever conversation that we need. We don't just go start locking people up. That is, and you can see the Morehouse fans looking like, the fuck? What are you doing? We don't do that.
All right, I'm gonna go. Boy, hey, look, APD. I'm gonna call y'all out first. Whoever this dude is here, got to go. We don't need him on no campuses. We don't need him around any students. We don't need him around any faculty anywhere in Atlanta. There is no reason for you to come to arrest a coach in a non-violent confrontation, telling you that, hey, you people, your people here, Morehouse's football team are First of all, why is Morehouse's football team in the handshake line? Cop, why you not doing your job? What are you doing? What are you saying? Your job is to keep my players safe. That's what you're supposed to do. That is in your job description. So then when I tell you, hey, you're not doing your job right, these dudes not even supposed to be past the line, you arrest me? This ain't Texas A&M. We don't do that. We look out for each other.
Don't do that shit. And if you police,
coach,
right?
SIAC, shout out to y'all, because you first of all, you find Morehouse, which means if I'm Morehouse, I'm suing APD. No, I'm not, because I need them. I'm somehow taking this out of his check. Some type of retribution got to come from him.
We're gonna have a conversation. I mean, and that's probably all it ever ends up being, and of course, a demotion, movement, something. Don't bring him back ever again, type of thing. But this,
I don't.
One thing
that we don't need nothing behind closed doors. That's why I say I'm glad you got the civil rights attorney. I want the court case. I want the name. I want the badge number. You want to embarrass me in front of my player, in front of everybody. You knew that this was going to be everywhere in HBCU. You knew. Well, you may not have known. You might not be plugged in. I'm assuming you're plugged into HBCU culture some kind of way because you're there, but maybe you're not.
Oh,
but
litigation.
This is stupid.
Litigation. Now, one thing that
I want your name. I want your badge number. I want the SIAC to make sure that they circulate his name, that he can no longer work for any school, any HBCU. Hell, for me, y'all know me. Hey. I don't want to work for no HBCU.
Hey,
none.
Hey, man.
We can send you up there to Alpharetta and you can get disrespected by them.
Make sure y'all have my money. And I hate Morehouse that y'all might have to pay for it. Reach out to Denzel, whoever y'all need to get y'all straight.
Denzel, somebody out there.
Sam Jackson. He done made 75 different Marvel movies. He is the highest grossing actor in movie history. I want my money.
And I want an apology signed and written by you and your captain. Bruh, see, this one.
All I see is in the settlement. Historic settlement. Woo! Yeah.
APD will contribute to Tuskegee's NIL fund.
Because this is the thing. Like, this is the thing. Did you embarrass every fucking body? You embarrassed this man who said his family was at the game. Number one. Second of all, you embarrassed Morehouse. Once again, y'all go back and watch the clip. You could see the fans as puzzled as everybody else. Why are you doing this? Then, of course, we black people. What? You embarrassed all of us. Bro, you didn't need to do this. This was not the time to do this. You went rogue, doing something dumb. Now we all look crazy because of you.
Oh, man, it's a lot of HAN. I'm not going to say it because I don't want nobody else to feel like they're comfortable outside of us saying it. But he is a hoe. He's a garden tool.
Hey. You will be,
in a word that I'm not going to say.
You will be the person who will be guarding the air conditioning for a data center for the rest of your life playing with me. You just stand over here and make sure that this one door don't open for the rest of your life.
He been wanting to go back and start trashing HBCUs when he get older. Yeah, they messed up my whole career. HBCUs, they never did nothing. Blah 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 blah. Nah, bro, you look stupid.
Ain't this you right here? Oh, okay. All right.
You look stupid. If I had your name, I'd call you out by name because you look stupid. You look stupid. I never wish that you get fired because you may have a family you got to provide for. But you sure need a lesson. You need a lesson.
Now, I don't agree with you there. When you start when you start handcuffing black people for no reason, I think you should be fired.
I ain't gonna argue with you.
Heavy is the head.
I ain't gonna argue with you.
Heavy is the head.
That's all. But hey,
you ready?
Oh, we going. Yeah, man. This whole fight was just, speaking of fights, that there was one that this one didn't happen, and there was one that did happen.
Right.
Where we start? We're gonna start with the sunroof, or we're gonna go to the apology for slavery.
See, I didn't have that on there. I'm gonna let you lead that, but before we get there, I'm here for foolishness first. Y'all know I'm not a combat sports person. If people are fighting my brother every week, hey man, we need to go to Vegas. I don't care about boxing or MMA or none of that. But this Jarrell Miller versus what's this guy's name? King something?
The Decapitator.
Oh, Kingsley Abe. Jarrell Miller versus Kingsley Abe. I am in my family chat, and my brother put in there, he done got his hair knocked off. My response, the hell is he talking about? Or if there is a way that you avoided your phone all weekend, or maybe you were in solitary confinement and you just got out, I'm going to show y'all what has transpired in the sports world.
It's Sergio. Wow. That is going to make the rounds on social media. That's like a cartoon.
Oh, my
Goodness
That
gracious.
is
That is a toupee.
I need y'all to look at my man's face when he punching and the roof is coming off.
Wow. That is
Before we proceed, I do want to say this. Jarrell Miller won the fight.
Yeah, he did.
The Lord may not give you everything, but he shall provide enough. You did not need that hair, brother. And when he took it off,
into the crowd too.
threw it into the crowd. And then the lady put the hair on. See, that'd be something I would have done. First of all,
it ain't gonna stay. Ain't
right.
no glue on there.
This is fucking hilarious.
Why would he get that? But did you see? I keep playing because when it fall off, maybe that should be the album art, because he ain't have no hair on his head. Only thing he had was the dash line.
Car ain't got no roof. We be in the city. And I'm telling you, see, I would be mad if I was fighting him. I can't win and your hair is loose. Time out. And then he wore it after he took it off, he still had the line in the front. That boy had the halo.
The illusion.
I can no longer focus on this fight. Look at his face. What the fuck is going on with his head?
Scalped.
Yeah. Is his brain in there?
And then he laughing. I'm trying to do it. You know what? I'll do that every fight from now on. I have a new unit. Every fight be a new unit. New install.
J unit. J unit.
That's like the Muhammad Ali foot shuffle. Look over here.
Yeah. Boy, if your hair is doing the rope-a-dope, I'm not fighting you. TMZ has reported a ton of hair replacement companies have hopped into his DMs. This
boy about to get the transplant. See,
yes,
he got the blessings flow all the time. He gonna have a whole new line of income and a free hairline,
right?
For free,
or shampoo, man. Maybe you just get into the freerazor.com. They be doing all of them commercials anyway. He's gonna get paid off of this. Yeah, and I did appreciate that he did not take himself nearly as seriously as a lot of people would have. I think he.
What you mean? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? You either gonna run away. You can't go nowhere.
And if you gonna knock my hair off, I'm gonna beat your ass.
Which he did. Speaking of ass whooping, so the final thing on this was the Shakur. This was the undercard to the Shakur Teofimo fight, and Shakur beat Teofimo so bad that he was apologizing with his eyes closed, not from closing them, from them being closed by Shakur. And he said, "Man, I just want to say, man, I'm sorry for everybody. I'm sorry. I love y'all. Sorry for slavery." I said, "He beat you so bad, you apologize for slavery?"
That boy hit him with the Reuben stuttered. I'm sorry for 2000.
You Spanish apologizing for slavery? That's a black mama ass whooping.
That sometimes you could have done more. I could have been a better ally. You're right. Now you lie on that flow. Get up.
But that was funny, man. That was hilarious to me. But I think that's it for the mic check, which is probably going to be basically the whole episode.